All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak. Double honor to the elders and apostles that bear millstones to the well. Peace and blessing to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakathum. The title of this lesson is going to be the prophetic relationship between hope and Jacob's trouble. Okay, the prophetic relationship between hope and Jacob's trouble. All right. Now, brothers that are in the know that follow Great Millstone, you would know that Apostle Zahar, basically came up with the annual title for the year, which would be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right. And the key parts of those words are hope and Jacob's trouble. Okay. And it had me thinking about it a little bit, because that was heavy on my spirit, because most people, we all have been, not most people, but when you watch the videos, you read the scriptures, you see what brothers are talking about, a recurring theme has been getting on Jacob's trouble, man. And I think it started with that movie, Leave the World Behind, that a lot of brothers were reacting to. But the spirit lines things up a certain way, man, for it to come out, and that's why I wanted to speak about the relationship of hope, and why do we hate, why are we hoping for destruction? Why are we hoping for something that's not positive? Shouldn't we want everybody to just be forgiven and saved and right in their own mind? But that's a simple-minded answer. That's something a Christian, who doesn't know any better, that grew up in the church, would draw those conclusions, because they don't realize that prophecies are already written. Okay, there are certain things that the Lord already said they're going to come to pass. So what that means is they have to come to pass. Okay, so we're not to hope for things that are outside the will of the Most High, or outside of the things that He hasn't spoken of, through His men. If you're hoping for something that the Most High didn't speak about, man, you're in dangerous territory. All right, because you're not in alignment with Him. Okay, now a quick precept I'll get. The brother brought this out this weekend during camp. It says Romans chapter 8. Let me start at verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, okay, but by reason of Him who hath subjected the same in hope. All right, so we are basically subjected to hope. Hope is really all we have. It's all we really can do, man. We have to hope that we're even of the elect. And if you're not of the elect, there really is no hope for really anything, man. Especially on this side. Now, if you're an Israelite, you're good. You're gonna have to suffer a lot, but in the kingdom you'll be good, man. But outside of that, you really don't have anything outside of hope. All right. And so when we pair up hope with Jacob's trouble, it's not just for the sake of being negative. It's for the sake of this is one of the steps toward the final end, towards paradise, man. And I'll get that real quick. All right, not after this precept, Salakia. All right, verse 21, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High, man. All right, and that's what it's all about. It's about being delivered from the bondage of corruption. It's a corruptible thing to want an unclean, heathen to be delivered over your own people. It's an unclean thing to want to share in the riches of the people that took riches from us, that exploited us, that did everything they could to denigrate us and put us down at the bottom, and you have to want better for your own people, because the Lord has carved out, righteous men. All right, and that the Lord has carved out a nation of men, those are the Israelites. And it says, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now, and not only they, but ourselves also, which first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, all right, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body, all right. And that's the frustrating part, man. That's why we want Jacob's trouble to happen, because there's a lot of wickedness going on, man. And to be honest, our people are outdoing the devil at wickedness, man. Not at the highest level of the elites, but when you filter down to the middle class, the lower middle class, the worst individuals you're gonna encounter are Israelites, man. It's not even the Edomites. Those people are weak and docile, and they scoff at you here and there, but they're not doing wickedness on the level of the Israelites, all right? Because our deeds are basically going to surpass the wicked if we're going to stay here, man. All right. Now we know it's all Esau's fault. He's in control of everything, and he's ultimately accountable. But our people are out of order, man. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. Okay. It says, for verse 24, for we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what man seeth, why doeth yet hope for, man? So hope is a supernatural thing, and that's why it's so precious, okay? Because it's the thing that really bonds us and connects us to the Most High. None of us have actually seen the Most High before. None of us have never seen Yahweh Shai before, man. Okay? How are we all connected? What is the thing that binds us together, man? It's hope, man, through faith. All right? It's hope, and it's not something that you can see. So this is the thing that binds us to prophecy, man. Okay? And prophecy is a surety. It's a certainty that it's going to happen. Okay? So what else is going to bind you to the things that are what else is going to bind you to the will of the Most High? Because prophecy is the will of the Most High. That's why it will happen. That's why nobody can stop it, because it's literally the will of the Most High that He's revealed to His prophets. Okay? So when we are hoping for these things, that's what it is, man. This is the mechanism on how we are attached to the Most High, man. Faith and hope. It's not just bloodline. You obviously have to have that for salvation. Okay, but among us, what is the thing connecting us, man? All right, and this is not to be a lesson on beating up the 2/3, which they are more than worth it or deserved it, but it's just to give you the understanding of the events that are about to fold that we believe strongly in 2024, man. I really don't see how this is not going to be a year of trouble, gearing up, giving all the things that have already are in place, and that they're basically announcing to us now. And it's been kind of a minute since there's been a crisis. 2023, people had inflation and stuff, but it wasn't like a panic like it was in 2020. It says, let me go on over to the other precept, because I don't want to make this too long. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8. Okay, and I'm gonna go down to verse damn, it's a lot. Hold on. Okay, verse 44, verse 43. Like as the husband's seed perisheth, if it come not up, and receive not thy rain in due season, or if there come too much rain and corrupt it, even so perisheth man also, which is formed with thy hands, and is called thine own image, because thou art like unto him, for whose sake thou hast made all things. All right, and liken him unto the husband's seed. All right, because we are the purpose of the earth, if y'all can believe that. All right, every grass, every creature, everything that that's on the earth, it's our inheritance, the Israelites' inheritance, man. It's the purpose of it is for us to live in the greatest paradise that you can imagine. All right, and the earth is very beautiful and majestic and all of those things, but it's not even anywhere close of where it's going to be. All right, and all of these things, they're literally for us, man. The heathen are enjoying it and doing various things in the earth, but it's not for them. And even the people themselves, the heathen, are our inheritance as well. All right, and it says, be not wroth with us, but spare thy people. So this is the prophet Ezra saying the entire earth is for us. You know, don't be this angry with us, Lord. You know, if we're your people, we're the purpose of why you created all of this, then why don't you just, you know, forgive us and let us do, you know, let us have that fleshy heart, man. Basically, he wanted the second covenant to be now. He's like, why is all of this necessary? All right, because he's gonna see a lot of death of his own people, man, the Israelites, us. All right, it says, and have mercy upon thine own inheritance, for thou art merciful unto thy creature. All right. And that's very true. The Lord is merciful, man. All right, but there comes a time period where wrath gets built up, and then and then it gets released. Okay, and once it gets released, there's no discrimination on whether or not you're an Israelite or a heathen. Okay, it's gonna be right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay, and it says, for thou hast come. Y'all come as far short that thou shouldest be able to love my creature more than I. All right, so the Lord is saying, look, no, you can't tell me how much I love my creature, man. You don't have any idea how much I love my creature, which are the Israelites, man. All right, it says, but I have oft time drawn nigh unto thee and unto it, but never to the unrighteous. So even though we're precious as the Israelites, there's still favorites among the favorites, man. There are certain men that were from the time that they were born, man, we're gonna receive revelations from the Most High. The Most High is gonna talk to them. He's gonna deal with them more, okay? Because there's a righteous spirit inside of them. All right, and the scriptures, it basically tells you that the Lord is not really coming to the unrighteous. Okay, it says, in that thou hast humbled thyself, Salakia, verse 48. He says, in this also thou art marvelous before the Most High. All right, so that's how the Most High sees the prophet Esdras, man. And that's what we strive to be. We want to be seen as marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, man. And how we do that? It says, in that thou hast humbled thyself. All right, so you see, humility is a very big, like you have an impact score in your credit report, right? Credit utilization and you know, debt to loan ratio or debt to income ratio. Well, when you talk about how the Most High perceives you, humility is a major impact on how the Lord sees you, man. Whether he takes pleasure in you or not. That's what makes pride so dangerous. Because you can imagine, if the Most High loves a humble man, a humble spirit, well, how does he feel about individuals that are proud? All right. It says, verse 49 again, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it become thee, okay, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. All right, because Esdras was a very meek and humble man, and he didn't feel the need to big himself up and puff himself up over these things, man. Even though the Lord came to him, man, the Lord sent an angel, okay, to Esdras, man. Now imagine if these guys out here that call themselves King David had an actual angel sit down with them and give them understandings from the Most High, man. Those guys would be, their pride would triple, man. They would start calling themselves Yahushua instead of King David, man. You know, it would just get worse and worse and worse. You know, that's why the Lord deals with the meek, the lowly, the humble, man. All right, and that's how Esdras was, and that's a number one key indicator of a man that's going to get caught up in Jake's trouble. Look at the amount of pride an individual has, and you can almost take it to the bank. And Jacob's trouble, they're going to be in great distress. Okay, everybody that's walking around with a haughty spirit, they're going to get brought down, because the Lord has that spirit on them for the purposes of them being brought down, man. Okay, if you want to hurt a man, you don't drop him off of a 3-step ladder. Okay, if you want to hurt a man, you take his ass up to the 5th, 6th floor, you know, of the building, and then you drop his ass. All right. So everybody they are high-minded and thinking they're doing things of themselves, claiming these titles, they're King David. There's a reason all of this is built up. There's a reason all of these individuals are starting to come out of the woodworks now, because we're getting ready to go into a time of Jacob's trouble, and it is something that we should be hoping for, man. The destruction of America is something that we should be hoping for. We're supposed to pray every day. The Lord constantly pushes the clock up further and further for these plagues to hit, and then those missiles to hit, man. All right. And it says, verse 50, for many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time that shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So that's the point that I was speaking about earlier, man. Okay. So there's a reason behind all of this, and that's why it's prophetic, man. That's why hope and the day of the Lord, the wrath, the plagues, all right, Jacob's trouble, all of the above, all right, they have a very close relationship in the timeline that we're in right now. Okay. And it says, but understand thou for thyself, and seek out glory for such as be like thee. Okay, so we're not to worry about the individuals that are going to get caught up in Jacob's trouble. That's number one. Before you can hope for Jacob's trouble, you have to realize that those people, there's nothing you can do about those people, man. All you can do is go out and preach the word. All right, if they ask, you can give them something, but other than that, man, there's nothing you can do about it, man. The scriptures say every man has to work out his own salvation with fear and trembling. So we need to, it starts with us seeking out men that are like-minded, man. Okay, if you're not doing that, then you're never gonna hope for the destruction of the wicked, which includes our people, by the way, 2/3. Why? Because you're not seeking out men that are like you, that think righteously like you, man. Okay, and then what's gonna happen eventually is you're gonna make excuses for the wicked. Okay, and it says, verse 52, for unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time is come, is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, perfect goodness and wisdom. All right, the root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. All right, so this is the paradigm shift that we're getting ready to go into, and Jacob's trouble is the catalyst of that. All right, it says sorrows are past, and the end is showed, the treasure of immortality. And it says, the point I wanted to talk about, it says, and therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. Stop talking about the people that I've already decided that are going to be destroyed. Okay, that's step number one, man. Okay, and then once you realize that, then you understand, well, I should just get with the program. Okay, I should just be hoping that they're destroyed, because if the Lord has already said it's going to happen anyway, well, who am I to stand in the way and say, Lord, no, don't do that, or Lord, is there another way? Like, no, man. The Lord already has the story written out. He doesn't need the actor coming into the director saying, well, maybe this line should be said this way, or I don't think the lighting is right for this kind of, you start trying to dictate terms. All right, now Ezra's asked in humility, because he loves his people, but the Lord had to rebuke him and say, no, man, you are special even among the special people that I chose. Okay, and you got to be okay with that, even if that's a brother that from the world. He wouldn't be a brother, I guess, but somebody from the world, okay, or a family member. You have to be okay with that, man. All right, it says, verse 56, for when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his laws, and forsook his ways. Okay, moreover, they have trodden down the righteous. Okay, so not only are they're scoffing at the Lord's will, they're not worried about the Most High. In other words, But not only did they do that, but they looked at the righteous with contempt, man. They scoffed at us. So there's some men that put hands on men of the Lord, man. Okay? For trying to warn them. So the Lord has basically reserved them for judgment, and that's a righteous thing. I don't care what anybody tells you in this soft-ass world, thinking that God he's all love, and there's never any darkness, it's only light. No, the scriptures speak the opposite of that, actually, okay? It says, moreover, they have trodden down his righteous and said in their heart that there is no God, yeah, that knowing they must die. Okay? They must die. All right? That's the Lord saying, look, I already wrote this out. This is in the script. Now, are you with the script or not? Or do I need to get another actor to play his role, man? You know? So, yes, we hope for these things because these things are necessary, man. And when we hope for it, we know that it's because the Lord is getting ready to destroy this place. It's just a step in the process. All right, as it says here. It says, for as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. All right. So the Lord went through the trouble of preparing pain for them. All right. And the Lord doesn't do things in vain, man. If the Lord did that, it's for a reason. It's going to happen. Okay. It says, for it was not his will that men should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. So that's what it's all about. That's why we hope for it, because ultimately, at the end of the day, all right, it says the Lord is not looking to destroy us as an entire nation. All right, that's why there's a remnant, but this is for our correction, man. Jacob's trouble is necessary. It's a chastisement, man. It's a symbol, and you know what? It's a statement to the heathen as well, man. Because what does that say to the other nations? If the Lord is willing to chastise his own people this badly, all right, what do you think the Lord's going to do to a heathen when they get out of line, man? See, in the kingdom, there's going to be complete order. There isn't going to be this back and forth and geopolitics, and we're going to vote this way and put sanctions on them because we don't like what they're doing, or, you know, let love is love. No, there's going to be law and order in the kingdom. All right, and that's love. Okay, the earth is going to flourish again. Okay, and it says, for it was not his will that men should come to naught. Okay, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them. And that's a big no-no, man. You've ever run a business or had to manage people, the one thing you can't have is insubordination. You can't have a single employee looking back at you saying, I ain't doing that, I don't want to do that, in front of all of the other employees. What do you think is going to happen, man? That employee's got to be dealt with, man. Okay, you can't have employees just showing up late whenever they want, calling in whenever they want, you know. Because what's going to happen? That behavior is gonna spread. So an example has to be made out of that individual. All right, and that's what the 2/3 are. They're the example of what happens when even the apple of the Most High's eye, which is Israel, gets out of pocket. Guess what? The Lord is completely just and fair, and He's gonna destroy them. Okay, on this side, and they'll be brought back eventually. But it says. Verse 61, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. And we're praying that 2024 is that year, man. We're praying that 2024 is that year where that judgment that we are speaking about is at hand, man. So ending it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Hashem Rahakadash. Shalom.